YouTube, welcome to the top 8 of the Meta Weekly every single week, mate. Now, by watching as long as you can, that greatly supports the video. Are you ready? Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
We are going to preempt that Max C. There's now another reason to activate your Max C in the draw phase, and it's because people are normal summoning Arvata as their first play, which will then negate a Max C. I had no play anyway. Joke's on you. Now, the big downside of Max C'ing for no reason is what if they actually had no play and you now -1 for no reason? You don't really know until you're watching the replay now. Now you know it was not good. Torby. Do we finger the Torby? Yes, we do. Torby, get fingered. You are out of here. And your eyes did not deceive you. That is a Bone Archfiend in the top 8. Resonator. Labyrinth Resonator. And by the way, when Gia is the one who's naming the decks and the chapters, so if she ever names them incorrectly, it's because she just does not care to name them correctly.
I named it after the first card I see.
Yes, she does. Valor, negate the Bone Archfiend without... Now, this is quite interesting. What the heck is happening here? The Archfiend is send a tuner from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, increase the level. So it's not increase your level, and if you do, send from the deck. So it could leave the field through the big welcome, dodging the effect Valor negate, and still send a card from the deck to the grave. So very well done, and it's nice to see that the big welcome's activatable, even if you don't control a Labyrinth monster. So that synergy, it's working. Dodge the Valor, come back to me. And we're sending from the deck a Vision Resonator. When sent to the grave, it will activate to search the deck, thus the Ash Blossom will negate. I don't think so. All right, what else we got here? In the turn, back to you. Do we have a play? One card play? No. Bro, your Max C is not doing anything. You're not stopping me from playing. I'm literally bricked. I have no plays. Your Max C is not good. But maybe he thinks it is. Like, yeah, got him again. 2 turns, no plays because of my Max C. All right, Bone Archfiend is going to discard to come forth and summon. We're going to Imperm early, preempting the Imperm to play around the ability of something that would make it dodge it. That's a good idea to potentially do. Very nice. And now that we don't have Max C, it's time to make the plays. We're going to send to come forth and summon the Ash. Ash will get Impermed, and damn, back to Derica as we attempt to activate our Bone Archfiend for a 3rd time. Now, the first one did go through because we dodged the Imperm, but now we're going to be setting our Imperm to straight up Imperm it, and let's see what else Derica can draw into. Off the top of the deck, a big welcome, a pretty good draw to help make some plays after this one gets negated. Let's wipe off that Linkuriboh. Now, we do have to fear the in-grave Original Sinful, and this is where the limited to 1 Ash comes into play. Because a lot of you are thinking, hey, limited 1 Ash does not do that much to the deck. Well, we now cannot use Original Sinful to search an Ash. We could search an Oak, reborn the Ash, but then you now have to play an Oak in your deck. Some people are not playing it. Huh? You're supposed to search that. Excuse me. Ash reborn from the graveyard, activate Ash, come forth Poplar. Poplar's here, trigger, summon itself onto the field, search our deck for a Divine Temple. Divine Temple, setting ourselves up into the back row, and in response to the Divine Temple, a big welcome. Could the big welcome really be that relevant here? Looks like not. We're summoning Ariana. We're not going into Lovely to pop a card in the field. We just drew into a freaking Max C, though. Wow. The 3rd Max C is here. Ariana random YOLO into a hand trap instead of Lovely popping a card in the field. It freaking worked. But will Doggy not go for lethal over a Max C? Surely we're going to go in for it. Promethean, Reborn, we went from 6,800 now to 2,700 damage. We're going to be triggering the Flameburst to Reborn 2. And then off of that, it summons at the same time. So we're not going to draw 2, just draw 1. And then 1. Oh my gosh, we just drew into a freaking Nibiru. Because after this Promethean, we're done. We're done. We have game. We have game. Wait, is that game? Now it's game. 8,400. But we top decked a freaking Nibiru. Ain't no way. And hey, I played around Nibiru. It's fine. I have Flameburst, right? Wrong. Divine Temple with the Flameburst will not summon Flameburst if there's no Nibiru to summon. Where'd it go? It's gone because we discarded it with Chandelier. Thus, the anti-Nibiru play is no longer anti-Nibiru. Damn. Tribute the Nibiru, wipe up the entire field, and now you have nothing. Absolutely nothing. Clock will trigger, add itself back to the hand, or it could have summoned itself onto the field. Original Sinful. Do we have another Poplar? We have a Ponix. Did we normal summon already? Yes, we did. Damn. That was something. We got something. Wow. Holy moly. And just like that, I think Resonator is just winning this duel. Resonator Labyrinth. Got some Bystial in this deck also. Summon from the deck our Butler. Butler back to the hand. Butler could special summon the Lovely from the hand if we want. We have now the Divine Temple triggering to summon a Flameburge. We're going to chain the quick effect of the Butler to set a trap, make it activatable, or special summon a monster. Setting Daruma to make it activatable this turn. Sure. Okay. Is it that important to stop this Flameburge? The Bone Archfiend is sending from the deck a Vision Resonator. Vision Resonator grabbing a Crimson Gaia after being sent to the graveyard. We have the Daruma flipping the entire field face down. Follow up with the Druiswarm banishing the Linkuriboh. Crimson Gaia search our deck for a Fiendish Golem. Ku-Klok set to the grave. We're going to then discard the Fiendish Golem to grab a Welcome Labyrinth, making it activatable the turn it's set as long as we control Labyrinth. There's the Ku-Klok Tribute Summon for the Lovely. Do we have game? 2,900 damage. Welcome Labyrinth into Ariana in D, which could have been summoned into attack if we wanted to. We're now going to be resetting the Fiendish Golem, special summoning the Lady into defense, and then ending our turn. Okay. So we didn't have any good plays to get that Flameburge banished. We're going to be triggering our Lovely off of the big Welcome, returning our clock back to the hand. Also triggering Ariana to draw a card. Welcome set onto the field, Chandelier add back to the hand. The big question is, what is Lovely popping here? Lovely is popping. We pop the Ponix, that will trigger the Garunix. We pop Garunix, that will trigger the Ponix. So we pop the field, right? Pop Garunix, which will trigger the Ponix to summon itself onto the field. Ku-Klok will make a newly set trap activatable, which we set an impermanence. So we're going to imperm the Ponix, possibly. Ponix, negate. Now, we could go to battle with the Ponix if we wanted to. We could Ponix swing in, kill it, and then all within the damage step, Garunix will summon, pop Kirin, Kirin will reborn, all within the damage step, so we cannot respond to it with any traps. But we still have a Flameburge that we could flip back up. Let's see what we can do. Flameburge will be banished by the Fiendish Golem. Oh, we're doing it straight to battle. We're not flipping up. And you can see that. The 5 is the end of the damage step, and we're going to stay there. End of the damage step. We can't use Welcome. We can't use Fiendish Golem. All of this is activating at the end of the damage step. Activate Garunix, activate Garunix, activate Kirin, reborn the Ponix, and now you don't have the Fiendish Golem, all within the end of the damage step, so we can now safely flip up the Flameburge, push back the Lovely, as we further Shokan into Sunlight Wolf, which will trigger the Flameburge to summon to where the wolf's pointing to, recycling a card. Damage step Ponix with Garunix, winning the duel. Very well done. Lots of cool tricks within the duel. Wait, that was game 1. I thought that, in my head, Labyrinth Resonator won this. How did you lose? What the heck happened? Lubellion discard, search our deck for a Bystial Serenir. Serenir banishing Lubellion here. We're going to chain the Max C. What is up with this Labyrinth deck? We got Resonator, Bystials, and Labyrinth. I like it. Derica, I want your D. I'm going to be copying it. We have Divine Temple setting up into the back row the Ash. We're going to discard our Wanted Seeker to summon our Diablo Star. Diablo Star is setting up with the original Sinful. This will allow us to use the Wanted Seeker to draw a card. Return back the original, get a free draw. Okon Summon had nothing to reborn, so we're going to send ourselves plus the Ash to reborn. I should say someone from the deck or Flameburge. This is really good against Flameburge. This is the anti-Flameburge. Target Flameburge, banish it until the end of the turn. Until the end of the next turn, that is. Nice. And why would we chain the Welcome Labyrinth? Because we'll summon Lovely. Then Lovely will witness a monster leave the field through a trap effect. Then we'll activate to pop a card in the field. Thus, the Ash will negate. Not today. All right, all right. Goodbye, Flameburge. Yeah, you know, otherwise I was not a big fan of the Fiendish Golem, but in this specific format, it's good. Fire King Ponix setting up the Sanctuary, setting up into our field zone. The Fire King Island, pop the Ponix, trigger the Garunix. When do we Nibiru? Garunix popped from the deck, Arvata, reborn from the grave. Now we're Nibiruing. What were we afraid of, actually? What was the fear? Did we have to Nibiru there? They could not make a Promethean Princess. They could not heat a Steel Fire monster. So if they don't have access to Promethean Princess, they don't really have a good field. All right, hit him with that token. Serenity being sent to the graveyard. Activating the Ascended Lubellion from the deck to the grave. Magna Hut banishing the Diablo Star during the end phase, thus searching for another dragon during the end phase. Come to us, Druid Swarm. Banishing our Lubellion again. What? Why? Why would we banish that and not the Serenir? We're now making a Beatrice? Beatrice sent from the deck? What are we doing? And Beatrice is a quick effect, thus we could have activated this in the battle phase if it were really important to get the card in the graveyard. So you enter battle or end phase, and then or main phase 2, then use it up after putting it in the grave through the battle phase. Now, she'll be activatable again during the opponent's turn. But what if we were playing the trap combo, the transaction rollback, and the Shiranui card? Transaction rollback's gonna be copying the Fiendish Golem again. Back to back, getting the Flameburst off the field for 2 freaking turns. Love it. That's going to trigger the Welcome Labyrinth to set itself into the backer. Original Sinful, return a card back into the deck to now grab our Poplar. The card you return back, that card itself you cannot be adding to your hand because you add from the deck, then you add it to the deck. Now making our Linkuriboh. Is this still over? Probably. I mean, we don't have the Flameburst access, but if we could trigger our Garunix, which we could do by battle with a fire monster, and we could also make a Promethean Princess here, searching for a dragon from our deck or graveyard, making the Promethean Reborn, come forth into Ash, Ash trigger, come to us Poplar. I mean, the gas is unbelievable. It's crazy. Oak is here, Reborn the Ponix. Fire King Island, pop in from the hand the Poplar, trigger the Garunix. Garunix popping the 3rd Kirin from the deck. Reborn Arvata, take out the Nibiru, to battle we go. And we don't have the Divine Temple, but it is not needed because you are only at 2,600 life left. Thus, a 2-0 victory. Ohime searching for the ceremony. How do you have a giant cannon in the chat? I don't know how. Gia, something happened from last week. Negate an interaction with the deck, banish a monster on the field, negate a monster, negate a monster, negate a monster, negate a monster. We're at 6 disruptions. We now have Emperor Charles, which can negate a spell or trap. And then we have the Angelic Ring to negate a spell. We have Charles, which could pop a card on the field. And don't we have something else? I'm counting 9 disruption, but I feel like a 10th one is hiding. The Gearfried. 10 disruptions to negate a monster. 10. Okay, let's go. Diablo Star discard, come forth and summon. We have Gearfried, negate. 9 disruption left. Arvata, negate the negates. Apollo, negate the negate, negating the negate. Negate. Down to 8 disruption. We can't be 8. 8, mate? No way. Come on, we can attack over Little Knight to take out at least one of them. And Apollo, we just now dropped down to 5. 5 disruption. Damage step Garunix. Let's freaking go. Garunix pop a Kirin reborn from the graveyard, the Arvata, taking out the Charles, which will detach in, oh my gosh. What happened to 88% win rate? We have 1 Ash. From 10 disruptions to 1 Ash? Holy shite, Fire King is gonna destroy their win rate. That's ridiculous. That's how good Fire King is? Okay, we have Ash for the Fire King Island. Negate. We're not done. We're done. No more disruption. None. Nada. Okay. Well, that was a turn. That was a turn. How the heck did we dismantle that field? That was crazy. Gearfried, does it negate the activation? It does. So Gearfried could negate the damage step Garunix. Thus, we had to trick them to use the Gearfried before making the damage step Garunix play. Promethean Princess, as we stole the Charles. Wait. The analytics do not account for who summons the Emperor Charles and how they summon it. If Promethean Princess summons the Emperor Charles, you summoned an Emperor Charles. That's win rate when summoned. That is considered a summon. It cancels it out. Amble, now, this is a 50% win rate of whoever wins on Charles in the database because of the Hida. We have water. We're turning our Vata back to the hand. Makanko is going to be here as the Promethean Princess triggers to try to pop the Gearfried. Gearfried will detach an equip card to negate the Promethean Princess. Negate. All right. Come to us, Spirit Walk. Spirit Walk could suck up the Ambler Whale if we want to. We're going to be searching for Makanko Water. We could equip it onto the Amblo, which will be returning it back. The point of contention here is not triggering Garunix. How do we not trigger it? Well, we suck it up. So if we don't destroy anything on the field, then we're good. Now, the Gearfried cannot attack directly after sucking it up. That'd be broken. We're going to 1800 to the face, and now back to you. Now, the Spirit Walk can suck up just anything. If it sucks up a monster your opponent controls, you're going to burn for 1, 2, 3, 1,500 damage per game. I don't think there's a way around it. Do we have a way around it? I think we're done. We're done, yes? Arvata, grab Ponix, Garunix trigger, Chainlink block from the negate on the Gearfried. Gearfried is going to negate the Arvata. And if the Spirit Walk gives you that good suck, it's done. It's over. So come forth, Garunix. Garunix will activate, but then we suck it in burn on Chainlink 2, right? No, we didn't do it. What are we doing? Don't we have game? Am I not understanding this? Target, equip, then, oh, you have to have a ritual monster on the fields. It does not just burn without a ritual monster. Okay, damn. Not as good as I thought it was. You do have to have Ohime. No Ohime, no burn. Okay, makes sense. We're now going to be popping to reborn the Amble Whale with the Fire King Circle, further Shokaning into a World Dragon Zealantis, banishing the entire field, replaying it back onto the field. The Hugh Lee was untargetable, indestructible by battle, indestructible by card effect. So the Zealantis, non-target, banish, then return it face down. Perfect way to deal with it. Goodbye to the Hugh Lee, reborning from the grave our princess. And this is game. Battle phase, wipe the field, 11,000 damage. Earl at 600. Hold up, what are we doing? Special summon a Makanko that's banished or in your hand? Is it not game? Ha-Ray block an attack. Attack for 25. It's still game. Lethal damage. Okay, all right. Today we learning about Spirit Walk. Good job, Snake Eye Fire King. The problem with the 1 hour playtest of Paleo is that's just one duel. We have Sky Striker in your deck also? What the heck? And just like that, tributing off the entire field. Holy moly, Nibiru was massive, completely stopping our entire freaking play. Well, let's speed this up. Let's speed this up. Let's flame on for him at least. There you go. Let's go. Do your play. Have your way. Let's go. Show us what you got. Show us your moves. Lethal damage. Earl GB takes it. Off a well-timed Nibiru. Nicely done. 2-0. All right, let's put back on the in-game sound. We have the bonfire opening up with our Poplar add to the hand. This is why I've been telling Master Duel players to not trust TCG's advice on how to use your hand traps. They will tell you to ash the bonfire, which is good advice for the paper game, but not in Master Duel. We're going to max C in response to the Poplar activating to come forth and summon. We're going to ash, negate. Did we have to do that, though? I think, did we actually not activate the Ponyx? Because when the Arvata reborns the Chimera, you could chain the Ponyx to that. So did we make a mistake where we could have kept Kirin in the hand? We have Flameburge equipping the Arvata into the back row here. Shokan into the Amble. You misclicked. Thank you. So it was sus. So clarification, a misclick did happen. And Mobile X speaking around playing around small 1% cards, we're playing around Super Poly, okay? If we could naturally play around Super Poly, why not do it? This also plays well around Imperm. Imperm early on in Arvata, then you're gonna have to try to find a way to resummon it where you can't really Imperm the Flameburge. They could wait for you to have a card in the field, then summon the Arvata and thus play around it. So good job. And we have 4 negates on the Apollo USA. Let's go. Turn 1, by the way. Apollo's also protected by the Zealantis. They can't just go to battle and attack over her. We have 2 pops, non-target within the battle phase. Diablo Star come forth and summon, set up into the back row, the original Sinful. This is where we may see our Ash. Ash, no, we're gonna hold on to the Ash. Summon a Snake Eye Ash. Apollo USA, negate. Now we have Unicorn looking into the extra deck to banish a card face down. What do we rip out from that extra? We're gonna rip out the one of Little Knight. We're now going to Flameburst, summon our Arvata onto the field here. Further Shokaning into a Phoenix with the Unicorn to pop the back row card. Nope, we're going to the Fire King Island. And we're Chain Link blocking. Oh my Jesus. Arvata cannot protect the field spell. We don't have Sanctuary to protect the field spell. The Poplar protected the Phoenix from being negated by the Apollo and the Arvata. The Fire King Island will wipe out our entire freaking field of monsters. Now, Apollo, before being wiped out, is going to be negating the Poplar. You know, think about this. Chain Link block, a way to deal with their field spell if they don't have the Sanctuary. Wiping out the field. Now, the Arvata can come back through the Garunix Pop and a Kirin. So, like, it looks bad, but it's going to be fine. And I just noticed that Arvata's got some big feet. Ain't no way. Okay, wow. And we have the Kirin back on the field, reborn the Oak, reborn the Ponyx, Garunix Pop a Kirin to reborn the Arvata. We're going to have the Monster Negate plus pop a card in the field, mate. We're going to add the Ash, not reborn it, right? Add back, didn't reborn it, making room for the Kirin reborning. And then, okay, we popped the on-field Kirin, not one from the deck. Arvata. And then we have the Amble Whale triggering because a Link 3 or lower was destroyed, even though it was the opponent's, to pop another card in the field. And now we have a Monster Negate. Reborn from the graveyard, our Unicorn. Triple Tactics talent. Take control. Come to me, your Arvata. We're going to Skyburn, using both of our Fire Kings to pop 2 cards in the field, and just like that, Mobile X takes a Game 1 victory. Very well done. All right, all right. But I have a feeling Kirin's probably going to go to 1 someday. It feels inevitable. Even though it's just semi-limited in OCG. We're going to send Diablo Star to summon the Ash. Ash is here to get effect Veilered. We don't have a Kirin to dodge the Veil. We also don't have a Link Karibo. And let's, holy crap, that screwed us up. You see, you can't, oh, wait, we special summoned that. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. The original Sinful summoned it, so we still have a normal summoned Oak. We're now gonna hit him with the Max C. Let's go. So we used the Veiler to protect our Max C from the Finger. No Finger on the Veiler, thus we're gonna be following up the Max C, ending their turn. Nicely done. Now, we have Veiler for your Ash, just like you had Veiler for ours, but you have a Crossout Designate or a Kirin. We're gonna hold the Crossout Designate for something better, mate. And Nonstop DC just says, screw this, I'm going back to Fortnite. Damn. Damn. Let's go. Imperm on that Lily. And we do have some plays afterward. Let's see what we could do. Let's speed this up. Negate that Lily. Double effect negated. The hard once return second effect could still be used if we get another Lily on the field. Completely whiffing a Purely. What are the chances? I have to know what the new ratios. Is that like a 5% chance of whiffing it? Maybe even lower? Maybe it's even higher. I have no idea. We have Little Knight in response to any card activated. We could banish ourselves plus another monster on the field. I do have the scores on accidentally, sorry. Ash is here. We're going to Veiler, negate, but we have the Finger. We have the cross out Designate. Do we use this opportunity right here, right now to Little Knight banish the Ash? And then we're going to have Gamma as a play to maybe negate the Poplar? No, we are not. We're saving the Little Knight. Okay. Let's see if that is the correct thing to do. When is our Gamma going to be activatable? I'm not saying that Gamma should have definitely negated the Poplar, but just making it activatable right here. So in response to that, we're going to banish the Poplar instead. All right? Banish the Poplar. You're not going to have any card to set into the back row. We do have the, well, now we have a way to set a card into the back row. We have 1 for 1. We got access to our Poplar anyway. Damn. And then we have Gamma negating. We do not play Gamma ourselves. No cross-out Designate to negate the Gamma mate. Negate. But now we have 1 for 1, which a lot of people are not playing because it does not play well into a Maxi. But it was a great extender. Must discard a monster. Triggering the Flame Burst. Holy moly. Winning off of 1 for 1. So now if you're not playing 1 for 1, you definitely want to consider it. Yeah. Oh my. Let's see. Let's speed this up. We're on Summon 1. We landed our Purely randomly off the top of the deck. Come to us a Purely spell. Discard Lily to summon a Lily. Add a My Friend Purely. My Friend going to randomly reveal the same card 3 times. Come to us Sleepy. We're now summon number 3. With Summon 3, we activate the Happy. Chain Link block with the Kirin. Smart. You do want to do this. We have a card that's kind of like Thunder Dragon Roar, right? Not Roar, the Dark Dragon, Thunder Dragon Dark. So activatable whenever within the main phase, of course. Chain Link block the Nor, so they're going to have to activate another card to equip onto the Nor to set a Yeep from the deck. Nicely done. Let's do it again. Do it again. Yup, can't block it again. But imagine if they didn't have another card and you completely screwed them up. So that's going to be setting up the Purely Leap from the deck as we are going to now Lily into our 4th summon. And it's not like we're playing around Nibiru. We just naturally played what we had, which just accidentally also played around Nibiru. Nibiru, as I said, likely just not going to even happen. We could set the Imperm, pass, and we good. We could suck up the Kirin. Give that good suck. Kirin now not in the graveyard. Oh my. And how many cards are we going to draw? 2, just 2. Only Pot of Greed, not that good, right? Pot of Greed's not even that good. Go forth into X Purely Nor. Draw our second card here, maybe a hand trap. What? Driver Gamma on top of your deck? What the heck? Can a judge check for stacking? What is this? We have Ash going to get negated by Imperm, but we have cross out Designate to negate the negate. We have 3 spins of the Nor, completely unaffected from activate effects. Beauty is also going to negate the Ash, which is a full card negate, not an effect negate. So we had 4 disruption, now down to 3. Negate. Yep. Negate. And then my voice died on that negate, sorry. And then we're going to link off the Ash into Linkuriboh. When are we spinning with the Nor? We could spin the Sanctuary. What are we doing? You don't play Gamma, bro. Didn't you not negate my Gamma with your cross-out Designate, then later revealed you had cross-out Designate? So I know you don't have Gamma. Okay, we're going to play into the imaginary Gamma. Lily, grab the My Friend. My Friend activate, come to us from the deck. Give up? Why not? Why not play it out? Let's go. Never give up. We're going to spin a card back to then equip from the graveyard our Plump, get nice and plump. We're going to Sleepy, equip the Sleepy. We're not going to summon 5 times. We're on summon just 3. That's it. We're fine. Reveal off the top of the deck, completely whiffing it again. Plump, get nice and plump. We're now up to a potential 4th summon, but we didn't even want to do that. And we don't have enough for game, annoyingly. And this, oh my gosh. We're going to go into 5 summons and get Nibiru'd. This Expelliarmus is going to be leaving the field during the end phase, so we have to do something with it. Like overlay into a Zeus. But we're not. Uh-oh. There you go, Lil Knight instead. That's a 5th summon. And now there's Nibiru. But the Expelliarmus is unaffected by Nibiru. The beauty goes to the graveyard, which will trigger the My Friend Purely to add from the grave a Pretty, a Happy, and that's it. Pretty and Happy. Or not. Would it have been? Okay, you're saving your Little Knight. I guess that's okay. The beauty comes back with no negate. It's going to be useless, so you're just protecting your Little Knight. And we could have added back 2 cards instead. So we have triple spin, 1 banish, so 4 disruption, plus draw 2. Pot agreed. Will we draw into a hand trap? Isn't there a Nor in the graveyard? Finger the Nor in the grave. Finger the Nor. Finger it. Nope. Finger? No, finger. There's a Nor in the grave. No, it's too late, man. They have leap. Okay, to be fair, they could have leaped it the whole time, but we should still have attempted it. Maybe Rixia saw the leap and was like, I know they're going to leap it back. Okay, just to show you, I knew that they had it to flip back. Okay, thank you. All right, yeah. To be fair, they had the purely leap to dodge the finger. We have our Wanted Seeker in the draw phase come to me as we now activate Max C before the Diablo Star gets special summoned. Thus, I mean, we actually did stop their play. That worked out. Let's go. We have Max C. We have Nibiru. We cannot Chainlink block with Kirin. We don't have another Fire Monster to pop. So that nifty little play earlier, no good. And, you know, when are we going to whip out that Max C? We knew that they were playing Gamma, so we didn't want to activate it in response to special summoning a Lily. So it was a good idea to wait. But now is when we Max C. The commitment to a special summon while they have bodies in the field to play around the Gamma. Let's go. But now they're not going to play into Nibiru. So we're on summon number 3. At most, they probably just set the leap and be good, right? We're going to reveal at the top 3 of our deck. Come to us. We have a Delicious. Not grabbing Sleepy. I would think that we would grab Sleepy, equip Sleepy, draw 6 in the standby phase, right? Isn't that better than grabbing Delicious? Am I missing something here? I guess we want the Expelliarmus to be bigger instead of drawing an additional 2 more cards. So we'll draw 4 instead of 6. Okay. Yeah, but we did have draw 6 if we wanted to. Let's go. Draw 4 instead of 6, but we are boosted. Droll and Lockbird. Oh my. And we're now further going into the Expelliarmus to draw 2 more. Droll it up. And Veiler. Imperm, no good. So we have 3 spins, Veiler, and Droll. 5 disruption to play through. Diablo Star is going to get negated. No Veiler play for you. Kirin could not pop the Diablo Star, unfortunately, to dodge the Veil. Okay. We have Poplar on summon, searching for the original Sinful. Droll and Lockbird, just like that. No more adding from the deck to the hand. We're going to further link this up into a Linkuriboh. The Expelliarmus is unaffected from all effects. How do we deal with it? We're going to send a Linkuriboh, summon the Ash. Ash on summon is going to be searching for nothing. We're going to send itself plus the Poplar to summon a Flameburge. Now Nor's activating. Spin 1, targeting the Flameburge. Kirin's going to pop the Flameburge to dodge the spin. Thus, we would then reborn 2 monsters from the grave. The Ash could not add because of the Droll and Lockbird, by the way. So we're going to spin again. Again, we spin in. Dodge the Kirin. Spin the Flameburge back. Thus, Kirin has nothing to destroy. Does not get summoned. Flameburge does not go to the grave. Does not reborn from the grave. Damn. Expelliarmus, draw 4. On top of that, the triple spin was too much to deal with. We're going to Shokan into Happiness. Summon number 1 against that Nibiru. My Friend Purely, come to me. The Happy. We're going to equip Happy onto Happy. We're going to summon from the deck a Lily. We're on summon number 2. Summon number 3. There's no way you get Nibiru, right? Okay, we're not getting Nibiru here. All right, we're going to be searching. We could search a ton of times. We could search 4 times. So search once, and then search 3 more times. Let's keep swinging. Tons of advantage. And then overlay in main phase 2 into our 4th summon under Nibiru. But the Purely and Lily is going to be triggering Nibiru. Very likely. That's going to happen. Yup. So there we go. 4th summon. And then the 5th summon's about to happen. We're going to suck up the Diablo Star. Purely into the 5th summon. Beauty. But, I mean, I don't know. It's weird what we could even do. We do get rid of the X Purely Nor that's on the field. That's good, but it's going to leave the field during the end phase anyway. But the field spell will trigger. The My Friend Purely will trigger. A bunch of cards will be triggering. They're going to add a ton of cards back. We're going to get spinning. We're going to add back Pretty, add back Sleepy, and what else? And Delicious. So we're going to add 3 cards in the grave and summon a body onto the field and maybe add another card off of that summon into 5 cards after the Nibiru. Okay, let's see what happens. Nibiru it up, the other X Purely Nor is unaffected, trigger the field spell, and our My Friend Purely. Add, summon, and then maybe add. Yup, 1, 2, 3. Summon a 4th card from the grave or deck, and then maybe add another card. Yup, add again. Just like that. Boom. You know, it's another Purely Street, though. Purely leaping 3 cards back into the deck. We're going to recycle our X Purely Nor. Good on Rixia for being around this long against Purely. Oh my gosh. We're going to plump it up, but as you can see, the Nibiru didn't matter. Not only did it not affect the other X Purely Nor, but we could very easily just make a second X Purely Nor, and it actually is going to be, you're in an even worse spot than you were before. We are going to be using the Sleepy Memory. We are going to suck it up. You can banish our token if we want to, or a card in your field of a monster. Further summoning, you can't Nibiru again, even if you had another copy. Oh my gosh. The field just became stronger. You Nibiru'd a worse field that then became better because of the field spell of My Friend Purely. They got Beauty back on the field. They're going to have a massive X Purely Nor. It's going to be 8 materials. It's bigger than the other X Purely Nor. You got to be freaking kidding me. 4 spins, 5 spins, 6 spins, 7 spins. 7 spins, 2 unaffected X Purely Nors, a negate with Beauty. What is going on? We have like 8, 9, 10 disruptions, I'm counting. 8, 9, yep, 9, 10 if we count Droll Lockbird as a disruption. Negate. Kieran. All right, I guess we're gonna Beauty negate. Negate the Oak. Just like that, even though you're gonna be off the field on the resolution, you are still negated. And damn, X Purely Nor did not even have to get spinning for us to win that duel. Very well done to both players. Good job, Justinian and Rixia. Let's keep on going. We are going to be opening up at the Fire King Island. We have Valor and Imperm with no Kieran in the hand to dodge. We have the Garunix triggering and the Kieran triggering. So what the heck are we just wasted the Kieran effect? Yes, we did. Valor is going to be negating the Garunix. Sure. Why did we do that? Why did we? In the TC, I could understand the TCG activating both. You could be Chainlink blocking the TCG, yes. And you could be playing around, you know, let's say in Tier Limit, you wanted to use both of your effects because one of them could get Bystialed, so you play around the Bystial. But in Master Duel, you activate the in-grave Kieran, you then pass priority to the opponent because they can't Chainlink block with the in-hand Garunix. They then have nothing. You then are asked to use Garunix, so you're adding Garunix on top of it for no reason. In fact, if they Max C the Kieran, you could chain your Garunix to the Max C, and then you play around Max C. But Garunix to your own Kieran in Master Duel, it just does not make sense if you have no other Fire King to summon. Because this Garunix could have been sent to the grave later within this turn, you pop another card, and then it could then be reborn from the graveyard in the same turn, and now that hard once per turn is gone. But I'm gonna stop ranting. Okay, Snake Eye Oaks in itself, plus the Garunix is summoned from the deck in Ash, into an Imperm, and we have no Kieran in the hand, mate. Nothing. Just yapping, I'm yapping. Now, we just have an imp on ourselves. The unfortunate Skyburn's no good. You have to be careful with this Ash. If we destroy it by battle, that's a damage step, Garunix damage step, Kirin damage step, Reborn and Pop, all within the damage step from destroying the Ash by battle. So don't do it. All right, let me snooze that ad break real quick. We have Lily, which is going to be searching for the My Friend Purely. Come forth. We're completely untargetable from the impermanence now, so we could only imperm a normal summon card. So with the prevalence of Snake Eye, that increases the usage rate of Imperm and Veiler, and we have the field spell that stops Imperm and Veiler. Thus, that makes Purely naturally a better deck against hand traps, the popular ones. Uh-oh. What I said is going to happen now. What did Happy protect this turn? Did we protect something with Happy? Does it show in the duel log of what we happied? We activated Happy, and we made the field spell protected from destruction. Okay, field spell's protected. We did Happy, right? I just saw in the duel log, yes? Happy. Field spell's protected from... Okay, pop the Arvata. We're not popping Kirin. We're reborning Kirin instead. Okay. We're gonna use the Sky Burn. The field spell's protected though. All right, protected with the Happy. Delicious making the happiness indestructible by battle. Come forth and summon a Purely. Kirin is now going to be triggering. Let's go. Reborn and get poppin'. Taking out the happiness. The field spell will trigger to reborn from the grave or from the deck. Okay. Yes, come to me, Purely, and then come to me off the top of the deck. Nothing, completely whiffing it. We're gonna go into the Nor, and because we're special summoned, we can't use impermanence. And there's no other fire monster to destroy with the Arvata. So Street is gonna be equipping during the end phase, and this is where we draw 4. So we potentially have a really good back and forth duel here, and now the Sleepies are threatening to ruin the duel. Imperm could stop draw 2, but we're still gonna draw 2. So it's like, is this really fair? Should Sleepy be at freaking 1? Oh my gosh. Not cool. Definitely not cool. I feel like the duel just got ruined. Ruined. And we just drew in a Max C. Unfreaking believable. We had the X-Purely Nor chaining to the Bonfire, spin back the Arvata. You're out of here. And should we have spun back the field spell instead, potentially? It would then activate, wipe it out, but, you know, it would then reborn a monster from the graveyard, but it would be negated, but we don't want any more ways to trigger that Garunix, so this could just be better. And now you're under Maxi, unfortunately, grabbing the original Sinful. We're going to X-Purely Nor, spin back the Poplar. Now, I've never seen someone use original to send a Fire King Island to the graveyard, which whatever you summon would be Chainlink 2 with the island being on Chainlink 1, which would then trigger your Garunix from the graveyard though, right? I mean, it's like kind of something, but you're under max freaking C. I don't know. The draw 2, even though you stopped them from drawing 4, it just killed the game. Pretty Memory, come forth and summon a Lily from the deck. We're gonna leap cards back into our deck. Can I explain if Fire King cards can be Chainlink blocked? Because I don't think they can be. You could Chainlink block some of them. It depends on what you're Chainlink blocking them with. It's all you have to know is that trigger effects that self-summon from the hand cannot be used in the same chain. That's all you need to know. So what are trigger effects that self-summon from the hand? Garunix, Ponix, Barong, Rangbali, not Kirin. So those 4 cards I mentioned can never trigger in the same chain. Even if the Garunix is activated in the graveyard, you still can't Ponix, Barong, or Rangbali from the hand. And that's all you need to know. That's it. You could still activate a Kirin in addition to it, but Kirin does not Chainlink block unless it was being destroyed. So if you destroy a Kirin, you could trigger the Garunix, but not from the hand before the Kirin in the graveyard. You could Garunix in grave, Chainlink 1, Kirin, Chainlink 2. That's what you could do. but you can't chain link block a trigger effect that's on the field or in the grave with one from the hand before your opponent can respond, because in Master Duel, trigger effects in the hand are quick effects priority. So there's a trigger window, the public trigger effects, then there's quick effects at the, you know, like for example, within the trigger window, you could activate something like Max C and then still wait to trigger your Ponix. You don't have to use the Ponix that is, right then and there. You could Max C, chain Ponix to your Max C in response to a fire monster being destroyed because of the trigger window being in the quick effect. And there you go, Justinian with Purely something. Purely is definitely something. Mobile X, I'm very proud of you, my friend. Thank you for doing so incredibly well after being on a lose streak. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mobile X, you're top tier. And maybe Purely is the answer here to Snake Eye Fire King. Begin. Gia said Fiendsmith or divorce. Oh my gosh. Come to me, Droll and Lockbird. We are now going to stop you from searching for the rest of the turn. So your Fire King Island is trash. Your, oh wow. Droll really did end his turn. Damn. That's something. Turn is over. We're gonna Maxi in response to that Pretty Memory and be just the Maxi. That's it. We don't have a way to stop it. We played right into the Gamma, but we had the wrong Gamma in our hand. We have the freaking Driver. A Psychic Soldier that rides into battle against security forces on currents of lightning using an automatic amplifier called Psy-Frame. Sure. Into Beauty we go. Beauty is here. We're gonna suck up that Linkuriboh. No, we are not. We're gonna battle for 0, potentially make a, no, we're not making a Zeus, that would make no sense. And let's get ready to get leaping. We have no sleepies to draw some free cards here. We're gonna wait with the negates. We're gonna have a negate plus spin once. So there was a scenario where we maybe would suck up their cards so that we'd have 2 spins and 1 negate instead of just 1 spin, 1 negate. We have the Fire King Island, get poppin'. I can't believe that Maxi gave us another turn. That is wild. We have Garunix being triggered. Beauty is going to negate the Garunix from popping a card from the deck, which could have been a Kirin or an Arvata reborn from the grave. Now we're gonna leap off the Beauty into our Expurely Nor, which is effectable by all card effects and only has 1 spin. Really not that good. We have the Ash, which we have Veil for, which we're not going to negate with the Veiler, mates. What are we doing? Huh? Veiler? Is Veiler fingered right now or something? Negate the Phoenix, mate. Okay, here's Linkuriboh. Correction, thank you, thank you. Linkuriboh, thank you, thank you. Negate the Phoenix from taking out the My Friend Purely. And now we have the Little Knight on summon, banishing the Expurely Nor off the field. We're going to chain, spin the Little Knight, which the Little Knight will chain, banish the Expurely Nor, which will trigger the My Friend Purely. No, it won't, because we're going to affect Veiler. Negate all your effects. Even after you're spun away, all of your effects are fully negated. Thus, the My Friend Purely is not triggering to add back our cards in the graveyard. Okay. Be gone, negate. And then we have the Bonfire Mate grabbing the Oak with an open normal summon. Let's normal summon it up into 0 disruption. We already activated the Fire King Island. As you can see there, that's a nice little, you know, it's kind of new that they added these recently, right? We have the Oak sending the Sanctuary to the grave to come forth and summon Flameburst. Now, the Happy Xyz cannot spin the field spell back to trigger to wipe the field because it says it has to be sent to the grave or banished in order to wipe out the field. So otherwise, do we really have a good way to deal with that field spell that's not protected by the Sanctuaries? Because you do want to be thinking about that. All within main phase 1, by the way. Mobile X, what kind of plays we have here? Let's go. Promethean Princess, reborn from the grave, 6,200 damage. Okay. We already triggered the Flameburst to reborn from the graveyard. Sure. We have Skyburn and not even linking off the Promethean Princess. That's quite interesting because we want the Skyburn to be activatable. Yeah, okay, this is something. We will trigger Garunix off of popping the Ponix with the Skyburn. I think that's what our play is. Off the top of the deck, come to us, Pretty Memory. Get Skyburn, pop the Purely, or not because it's gone. We're the Relinquish Anima. Force out the Sky Burden right here, right now. I know you have it. I know you're waiting to use it. And we didn't use My Friend purely before forcing out the Ponix. We better have another copy then. We're going to summon a Lily, search for it, and then make the play again. Yes, that'll be the play. Garunix, pop Kirin. Kirin reborn from the grave. Pop a card in the field here. Popping our own Promethean Princess, not the opponent's card. Lily, grab My Friend. My Friend will now not be disrupted, but without a Lily on the field and a single My Friend, that's no good. Snake Eye Fire King taking a Game 2 victory. Very well done. Two spin, Ash, and Droll. Well done. Ash, negate the bonfire, negating the effect, not the activation. And, you know, many of you already know this, but sometimes when I say this, a lot of people, it's new to them. The Ghost Spell negates the activation, thus could be used in the damage step. In Ash negates the effect, thus it can't be used in the damage step. To negate the activation, you could use another copy of that card if it says it can only be activated once that turn. So those are some of the differences there. Fire King Island is going to get spun by the Expelliarmus. Back into the deck you go. Be gone. And those are our two spins. Now, with the Poplar adding the Divine Temple, we could draw on Lockbird, or, you know, we are under Max C. So if we droll our own Max C. Let's just keep on drawing. Ponix, add. Poplar, equip into the back row. Let's go. This Justinian guy's a lucker. Do you have to be lucky to draw 4 off of Sleepy? I feel like they just do that a lot. Yeah, that's just normal purely. We have a Skyburn. And that's it. We got Skyburn. Skyburn, pop. We got one pop. Pop one for pop one. We don't even have a Garunix in the graveyard to trigger after popping. That's it. Pot of P is going to reduce our damage by half for the rest of the turn, so we're likely not going to have a lethal play. Purely Street, set up with a Sleepy, summon for the deck a Lily. Lily, search our deck. Divine, summon the Ash, which will not turn into a form of disruption, unfortunately. What's really good for Purely, none of you are playing Kurikara. If you're playing Kurikara, maybe they'd think twice about drawing 4 on your turn. Yeah? They wouldn't. So maybe more of you should play Kurikara, but then you'd say, well, Purely's not popular enough for me to play it. And then Konami will say, you're right, that's why we're not going to hit it. So it's kind of a paradox of hating the deck, wanting it to get hit, but you're not willing to put in cards that counters the deck, and thus Konami's not going to touch the deck. Beauty going in. Beauty could suck up a card in the field, potentially. Ooh, send the Nor, suck up the Poplar. Nor would go away in the end phase. We're going to equip from the deck or extra deck. We're going to be drawing 1. Just draw 1. That's fine. A humble draw 1 that actually is humble. As we do have our, oh wow, Max C off the top of the deck. Okay, maybe Justinian's a little bit lucky. That was kind of lucky. Veiler, Imperm, Beauty, Negate, 4 Disruption plus Max C. Mobilex is like, really? Again? I'm under Max freaking C? Ain't no freaking way, mate. Beauty, Negate. We're now down to triple Disruption. We have not drawn another Disruptor yet. And how much more Veilers do we have in the deck? There's still some more Veilers we could draw. Imperm, negate the Oak, negate. And if you deal with the Beauty, the field spell will summon another Purely on the fields. So what do? We have Veiler and Imperm. Dark to reborn a Dark from the grave. We're just gonna leap it. We're not gonna even negate. I don't think so, mate. Was there another Dark we could have summoned that could have not been spun back? No. So that was just unfortunate. We're going to then Shokan. Wait, how do we make the Dark? Could we have made Hida summon Ash instead? The Dark, yeah. So Dark was just a mistake. We should have summoned Hida to then steal the Ash Blossom, which could not be spun back. But we know we have enough Disruptors to stop that. Another Veiler. Let's go. Veiler, Imperm, negate. Is it worth it to destroy the Beauty by battle? The field spell is going to trigger, grabbing a Lily, grabbing a My Friend. We didn't even bother doing so. We're going to grab a Sleepy. If we grabbed another Pretty, we could have sucked up 2 cards in the field. Not that we need it. We could just suck up 1 and we're fine. And unfortunately, this is the end for Snake Eye Fire King, purely winning the duel. Purely clapping up Fire King in today's event. Through the power of, I think we want to blame Sleepy for this, right? How many cards we're drawing off of the Sleepy is what's making Purely so damn good. And the fact that no one's playing Kurikara, so they don't fear playing into Kurikara, which if they have the fear of Kurikara, they don't draw the additional 4th, 5th, and 6th card. We made the indestructible battle. Yes, we did. Let's get to it. We're going to be able to attack up to 4 times and just keep on swinging. Attack number 2. We have 2 more attacks if we have enough happies in the deck, which we do. Continually reducing. That's attack number 3. As we now have attack number 4. Lethal damage. Well done, Justinian. Ending it with an E, purely happiness. 1 turn kill play. Love it. Thank you, Mobile X. Thank you, Justinian. Let's keep on going. The winner of this will be facing off against Purely in the grand finale. They'd be so proud of themselves for doing that. Yeah. We're going to discard Triple Tactics Talent, come forth and summon Diablo Star. Diablo Star is setting up into the back row, Original Sinful. You think that's a Master Duel thing? Send Diablo Star, summon for the deck, Ash. Ash is here, come to us, Pawnyx. Normal summon that Pawnyx, grabbing our Fire Sanctuary. Can we play through the disruptions? Our Vata will be able to monster negate. But are we just playing right into a Nibiru? By summoning your Garunix, I get to activate your Garunix to pop a card from our deck, but the Arvata will negate my Garunix you took from me. Taking out the Amble Whale, triggering to Reborn from the graveyard a Linkuriboh. Okay, yeah. Nibiru the field, just like that, in response to the Triple Tactics Talent. You will take control of my Nibiru. Yes, you will. You have a token, you have a Nibiru. Yoink. Come. Now, we have the Fire King Sanctuary with no fire monster to pop. So we're going to pop a regular monster instead, grabbing the Kirin. And now back to you. Now, even if we had a fire monster to pop, grabbing a Garunix would not trigger since, well, it would trigger, but it would not trigger on field since we already activated that effect by stealing their Garunix. Alrighty. What can we even do? We can't do anything. We have a Garunix in our graveyard, but no way for a fire monster to be destroyed. The Kirin can't be summoned. We just have nothing. If we had a Promethean, we couldn't trigger it. So this should be easy win for Doggy right here, right now. We also know what's in their hand. We know it's not a Nibiru because it was searched for. So just clear, easy win. Kirin Reborn from the grave. We're going to send ourselves to come forth and summon a Flameburst. And just like that, 9,500 damage. Lethal. All right. All right. So we do want to focus on the cool mirror match plays. So far, it was pretty much just Hida stealing a Garunix. Let's keep on going. Bonfire our Ash. And we do have a single Ash against the second effect of the Ash, or the original Sinful. We do have Promethean in the grave. Got to hold our finger that entire time. And, you know, really think about this. Saving the finger for the mirror match to instead finger something like a Kirin in grave, that could be massive. Now, you are fingering your own Kirin by fingering their Kirin, but maybe you could resolve your own Kirin first, then they try to follow up Kirin you, and then you finger their Kirin. Let's see how it works. So, I mean, you're very likely, you're going to be using that finger for a non-hand trap, definitely. We are popping off with our Kirin right now. We're going to pop the Amble Whale. Amble Whale could reborn Masquerena from the grave, which could go into a Little Knight. Amblo Reborn. Oh, we have a finger ourselves. We're going to finger the Amblo Whale. And we did not trigger the Garunix. We said no to Garunix. That was a choice. Saving Garunix. Okay. Goodbye to the Apollo. I can't believe we just lost 3 monster negates there. That is quite wild. Come forth and summon Ponix. We need our monster to be destroyed, which now it's happening. We don't have to trigger our Kirin, but maybe we want to. Because as I said, we may want to trigger the Kirin early so that we can finger the opposing Kirin. So now that we resolved our Kirin by reborning the Arvato to take out the Diablo Star, we're now ready with our finger to finger the Kirin. Yes, and we still haven't Garunixed. We're holding Garunix. Arvata, pop the Promethean, which, I mean, we're gonna Garunix now, right? Yeah, yes we will. Garunix is here, pop from the deck, or pop in the Arvata, not from the deck, interesting. To reborn the Kirin, sure. This is, I'm just gonna spoil it. I don't know if he summons it, I didn't watch this replay, but this is the setup for the Garunix Eternity Hayang of the Fire Kings to wipe up the entire field of monsters. It triggers on a special summon. Let's freaking go. Holding that finger. Unfortunately, we're not going to see the rank 8 Xyz because the opponent doesn't have enough gas to even play into it. Finger the Oak. I mean, there's so many good things to finger. Finger Ash in the grave, finger the Oak in the grave, finger the Flameburge. What the heck? You summoned 5 or more times on my turn. I'm Nibiruing on my turn, and then I am surrendering. Bonfire into our Ash. We have Ash and Nibiru. Let's get to it. Let's do it. We're going to be triggering the Poplar to come forth and summon here. And as we now set up our Divine Temple for the ideal anti-Nibiru play, which unfortunately gets clapped by Ash Blossom if you don't have a follow-up Diablo Star or Original Sinful, which we actually have. So we're actually in a good spot. We're going to be sending the field spell to come forth and summon the Ponix, but we're now playing into a Nibiru, and the question is, when do we whip out that Nibiru? Setting up the Fire King Island, Shokan into the Hida. Hida's going to steal the Ash Blossom. We're trying to have them Nibiru before we activate the Fire King Island. The problem with that, though, is we don't have another fire monster in the hand to pop. Thus, it completely ends our turn. We have Maxi, we have Nibiru. Let's go. Bonfire, add from the deck the Ash. Ash on summon, add the Poplar, trigger the Poplar, come forth and summon, chain the Maxi, chain the Kirin. We're on summon number 2. Ash on itself to then summon a Flameburst in the hand. We are scooping it up. That's lethal damage, right? Oh my gosh, ain't no way. 5,000 damage between the Flameburst and the Kirin, plus 3,000, making it 8,000 damage just like that. Nibiru ending turns, Nibiru helping you 1-turn kill. I don't know what to say. Play Nibiru or Triple Tactics Talent, play both. They both have been really good today. Crazy. I'm thinking to almost take out Valor. Valor for Nibiru and Triple Tactics. The problem is Valor's really good with Nibiru. Being able to Nibiru chain Valor to a disruptor like Apollo. All right, let's hop into the grand finale. Let's go. It is time for the grand finale, and I'll repeat myself. Purely may be the answer to Snake Eye Fire King. Stop coping with all the anti-graveyard cards. Stop resorting to Stun, Kashtira, Soul Release, Dimensional Fissure, Macrocosmos. You're looking pathetic when you still end up losing to Fire King. Play Purely instead. Begin. We're gonna draw 6 cards in the grand finale. Let's go. I'll draw 1, I'll draw 2, draw 3, get ready, draw 4. Oh, Maxi, do we even negate that? No, we don't care. That's my only special summon, really. You draw 1, I draw 6. Good deal. Draw 4. Draw 5, draw 6. And we have Ash, Droll, Baylor, spin, spin, spin. So 6 disruption. And we're completely unaffected from activate effects. Now, if you played Kurikara, maybe we wouldn't activate the Expelliarmus on your turn to draw the additional 3, because Kurikara contributes the Expelliarmus, which is unaffected from the activated card effects. But people have dropped Kurikara. But if purely becomes more popular, it's time to put Kurikara back in. And I also see a lot of people dropping Subversion because they have Skyburn instead. Ash, negate the Ash effect of summoning from the deck. Negate. Now, we of course already used up our normal summon, and we have an Arvata in our hand that we would have liked to normal summon. We have the Flameburst triggering to summon 2 from the graveyard. We're going to Expelliarmus spin 1 of the level 1s. The Flameburst must summon 2. It's not up to 2. You spin 1, they summon none. And it doesn't target. So if there's 3, you'd have to spin 2. Thus, the Flameburst has no effect. Diablo Star sets nothing from the deck. Now, setting from the deck would be setting up, you'd be thinking of Ponix. Ponix search the field spell, and you have a Fire King, but we already have the Fire King and the Fire King Island and a Fire King to pop. Now, what did I miss here? This is protected by Delicious? Yes, it is. And we didn't even follow up, and you know, what can we really do? The Expelliarmus could be chain banished by the Little Knight. The problem is, if you activate, they then chain, you then activate again to spin you, you now don't get spun away. You are protected. So you could actually, if you had a Pretty, which you don't, you could suck up the Little, they could chain Little, you then chain banish the Little, I should say spin it, and then nothing gets sucked. Nothing gets banished, nothing gets sucked in addition. Purely, we're gonna chain spin you off the field, as I was saying. If one of the targets for the banish are not there, you banish nothing. You have to attempt to banish both at the same time. And I word it that way because if one of the cards are unaffected from the banish, it will still banish the other card. But if the card's not there, you're not attempting to banish both, thus you banish none. We have the E Purely Happiness, and remember how this card works, it just attacks multiple times into monsters, not directly. We're going to Lily, come forth with the graveyard. We're on summon number 1, 2, 3. 3 summons here, maybe Nibiru is gonna happen. We have 3,900 damage so far. Plump is continually getting larger. 2K, search our deck for another card. We have Pretty, come to us. Plump not plumping up before the additional attacks here. Okay. We're going to chain the Plump, suck up the Pretty, gain additional attack, but we already attacked. Yes, summon for the deck, Purely. We're on summon 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 summons here. Okay, we're likely to get Nibiru possibly. Yes. But the question is, should we Nibiru? If you Nibiru, that's going to trigger the My Friend Purely. It will trigger the Street. You're in big trouble. Spin back the Linkuriboh. Further link up into an SP Little Knight. Let's go. Little Knight on summon, banishing Flameburst. Now, the problem with Snake Eye Fire King is Flameburst is a one-of. That one Flameburst is now gone, and we're now getting Nibiru'd, which it's a double bad scenario. The Little Knight could dodge it by banishing the Happiness, then the Nibiru does nothing, or we just let the Happiness get tributed, trigger the My Friend, trigger the Street, and then we're gonna make more plays in addition to that. So it looks like we don't even care. We're just gonna banish the Little Knight, keep the Little Knight on the field, and the Expelliarmus is completely unaffected by that Nibiru. And what happens if Nibiru does not tribute anything? Well, it says on the card, it says to tribute as many, and if you do, which you didn't, you don't special summon. So it just did nothing. We're going to equip the 3rd Sleepy. So with Sleepy in this game, we're drawing our 7th, our 8th, our 9th card. We've drawn 9 cards off of Sleepy in one duel. We're going to chain spin back the Fire King Island. Back into the deck you go. We have 2 more spins. We have Imperm. And we also have Ash. We have Droll. But we don't really have any other plays. We have the Field Spell, equipping from the graveyard, another Sleepy. Alrighty. Now, we're going to activate the Pretty Memory. Let's speed this up. Chain the Max C. Ash negate the Max C. Arvata having nothing to pop. Well, we know there's a Nibiru in the hand. It's public knowledge. Leap is going to return 3 Pureleys in the graveyard. Back into the deck you go. You're not allowed to surrender in the grand finale, by the way. So, but please, Justinian, you know to finish up this duel right here, right now. We're going to be grabbing a Ma Friend Purely. Purely into the Pretty. Pretty could suck up the Arvata, making this an open fields. Send, suck. We got enough damage, 6,600 damage. Let's go to game 2. Let's go. Thank you, Earl GB. I say thank you for not surrendering. All right, let's hop into game 2. Bro. What, pop Ash? What does pop Ash even do? You pop Ash, summon Kieran, and then you just end your turn. Okay, yeah. So we could pop the Ash to chain link block, but then you lose your Ash, so that's not very good. Let's go. Oh my gosh, yeah, let me just show you this as we're going into the Earl has top of Purely, top of Purely, top of Purely, top of Purely, even Purely Snake Eye, Purely Snake Eye. Is there more Purely here? That's enough Purely to know that they know what they're doing with Purely. And it's not just DK tournaments, it's also other community tournaments that I'm not running myself. He's joining all the tournaments, topping them with Purely. And yeah, we got a Purely situation here. Ma Friend Purely, we're gonna be holding on to our Ash Blossom, which would have been Gammaed, by the way. We have Purely, come to me off the top of the deck. Come to me, Purely Leap. Purely is going to be equipping the Happy Memory. Now, the danger here is if you don't chain link block the Happiness, it's going to spin the back row cards back to the hand, non-targeting. You now do not know what back row card you're losing. It goes back to the hand. Once you choose the cross-out designate, they can't then chain it. That's it. It goes back to the hand. You have Ash Blossom negating the Lily. And Earl then did get the validation that the correct play around Gamma was correct as we discarded Gamma. Happiness, searching for a Sleepy. Do we chain link block the Sleepy? Yes, we do. By banishing the Gamma from the grave. You do not get a further equip. You do not have multiple attacks anyway because it's only against monsters. And we are on summon number 3. Into summon number 4. And it's not that we're playing around Nibiru. We just don't play into Nibiru. That's it. We just don't. And this is where Earl's like, oh my gosh, did he just activate the wrong monster? Maybe he did. Nope, there is already a Purely Leap, so we didn't need the Nor. We're gonna draw 1, we're gonna draw 2, we're gonna draw 3. Draw only 3 during the opponent's standby phase. We have Ash, we have Spin, we have Spin. Did not draw another hand trap. Triple Disruption, unaffected X Purely Nor from all activated card effects. How does your deck, you as the viewer, you as the chatter, how do you deal with X Purely Nor with 5 or more materials outside of hitting the surrender button? We're gonna Original Sinful, chain in Ash to the Original Sinful. Cross out Designate, negate. 2 more spins with the X Purely Nor. Nobody plays it, so you don't have to worry about it. Ash, come to me, Pawnex. See, the thing with Purely, if it becomes too popular, then it's not broken because everyone puts in cards to counter it. Kurikara, thrust into Heralds of the Abyss, which is a good way to deal with it. But if you're the only one playing Purely, you're almost playing on God mode. No one is playing cards that defeat your deck. You're the only one that's unaffected, non-stop spinning, non-stop drawing. Come forth, Flameburge. X Purely Nor, spin that Flameburge back. Kieran, change the Flameburge being spun back. And we don't have another spin. That's it. We have already used up our Ash Blossom. We're completely out of disruption. Flameburge, get reborning. The X Purely Nor is now affectable. There is a situation where you just don't activate your X Purely Nor. You leave it at 5 materials. You leave it unaffected by everything. But then you should fear your opponent playing the out, which is Goddess. But they're not playing Goddess. So if they're not playing Goddess, I guess the other out would be Destroying by Battle. But wasn't it boosted by the Delicious? And just like that, Raging Phoenix is here. Shokan into the Zealantis. How do you know if Zealantis is game? Well, Zealantis plus another fire with your opponent controlling a monster, that's game. That's 8,000 damage if you can get 4 bodies in the field. That's Promethean, which makes a Zealantis, plus the 4th body being a fire monster. If the opponent has a monster, that's lethal damage. On an open field with Zealantis, you now need 6. You can get 6 bodies in the field. So you can look at your opening hand and be like, if I can get 6 bodies out in this open field, I got lethal. Let's go. But if your opponent's got that body, then you can go in. Now there's another trick. What if they don't have a body and you can only summon 4 bodies? Make a Hida. If you can make a Hida, steal their monster, and then banish their monster you stole, it summons back on their field, triggering your Promethean Princess. So even on an open field, you could still put a body on their field. Now, because you dealt with our Purely, we are going to be triggering our my friend Purely, grabbing 3 cards in the graveyard back to our hand, but it does not matter because this is game. Come forth, get poppin', Raging Phoenix, Reborn, and just like that, over 10,000 damage, taking this into game 3. Wow, I can't believe Justinian lost that. That's crazy. Let's go. Raging Phoenix is good. Are you ready for the 3rd and final game? Opening this up with a pot of P, we do have a subtle play with Kirin. Kirin could pop Poplar to Chainlink block. Kirin could also make your opponent think that you have an impermanence. So if you want to be annoying, which is legal in Master Duel, on this summon, you could just hold the Kirin effect for a little bit, like you're thinking about ashing, you're thinking about imperming. And then Justinian may be like, oh damn, he's got a hand trap that's relevant that he was thinking about. I'm gonna make some plays around that hand trap, but you actually don't. Which in the TCG is illegal to do, as they say. And my friend Purely into the Purely, come forth the Sleepy Memory Shokan into E Purely Nor. And this is where we Chainlink block. Activate Happy and block it, but they're gonna grab another card, unfortunately. Come to us, pretty. Activate, block with Kirin if you want to. It is an option. We did not block it, but you know, they had another quick play spell to equip onto the Nor anyway. Thus, it would not have been that good. We have the Lily here, Lily grabbing a my friend Purely, Lily equipping from the graveyard into a Beauty. Now with this, we have a Monster Negates. We have 4 spins, not 4, but 2 spins. We have 5 material, and we have draw 4. So spin, spin, negate, draw, 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 draw. Maybe drawing into more hand traps. Let's see. Maxi, welcome to the party. Let's go. All right, triple disruption plus Maxi. Beauty, negate. Kirin, dodge it, mate. Yep. Dodge the negate, pop in the Snake Eye Ash, come forth. Of course, drawing because of Maxi. Grabbing the Poplar, triggered a special summon. I mean, what do you do if you're Earl right now? What do? You have to push for game. And then if you're under Maxi, you're now fearing, are they gonna activate their X-Purely Nor? Because at 5 material, it's unaffected from activate effects. It can't be targeted even if it's less than 5 material. I need to lethal damage this turn. Am I taking the Maxi challenge? Can you please spin something to give me a chance? What if they spin nothing? I don't have a Goddess. Am I gonna have to attack over it with something like a Raging Phoenix? And now we have an Ash. So we have spin, spin, Ash. You surrender, that's it. You just scoop it up. Poplar, equip. You could hope your opponent disconnects. That is actually valid. Ash, negate. All right, let's go. At the World Championship in my handbook, they had to put specific rules that if they caught you trying to kick the wires under the table, you would get a DQ because you would be trying to disconnect your opponent through the land connection. We also have a Veiler. Spin back the Fire King Sanctuary. Back in the deck you go. Be gone. And we're now 1 spin plus Veiler. Hida is here. Ash is no good. Steal the opposing Ash. Spin the Hida so the Ash has no arrow to be summoned to. be gone. And now we just have one Veiler. To battle we go. Oh my God, that's gonna trigger my friend Purely. That's gonna trigger the Purely Street. What if you give your opponent so many options, they just time out from all the plays? They time out from having to sway their hand left and right because there's so many damn cards in it. What did we plus off of that? We added 3 cards in the grave. Yeah, we had the 3 to add. We're gonna have 14 cards in our hand soon. Can Justinian not time out? Within the end phase, gaining another spin back that back row. That's quite disgusting with 14 cards in our hand. Thanks to Max C, draw 4, and even triggering the My Friend Purely. Purely it up, further showconning into the happiness. Let's get to it, Justinian. Let's go. Suck it up, you're indestructible by battle now. Okay, and we're getting nice and plump through the effect of the Delicious. We're going to be leaping our cards back into the deck. Gain 1,000 life, thus we're even further away from lethaling. Good job on that. We're now going to be grabbing a Happy. Lily is going to be equipping from the graveyard. A Beauty, we could suck up the Diablo Star. We're battling into it. We're gonna suck up with the happiness. Attack, can't be destroyed by battle, search, reduce, and then do that 3 more times. That's number 2. Number 3, the 4th and final time is happening. Lethal damage. Over 9,000 damage with just 1 happiness. Purely through the power of Sleepy drawing into Max freaking C, wins the entire tournament, defeating left and right Snake Eye Fire King after Snake Eye Fire King. If Justinian could remember, I would love to know, how many Snake Eye Fire King players did you beat today? At least 3, I think. Wow, incredible. Good job. Great meta call. What the heck? I didn't know there were 7 in the top 16. I thought there was like only 4. What? Oh my gosh. Holy shit. Look at that. Snake Eye Fire King is shooting up tier 1. Ain't no freaking way. What the? All right. Look at the top 16. Thank you so much, Konami. Yes, Sugoi. Snake Eye Fire King is here. It is top tier in everyone's hands, followed by Tearlament having a really good showing in today's event. Otherwise, everything else is just miscellaneous, just random decks topping. Sorry, Rescue Ace, for being in the category of random decks. And yeah, you know, the people that would play Tearlaments, I guess, would also probably be playing Rescue Ace, but I also thought they'd be playing Snake Eye Fire King instead. So that's quite interesting to see. Let's see the decks. The sole Rescue Ace player who has not yet moved on to Snake Eye Fire King, Gargolo. Why are you playing this over Snake Eye Fire King? It is a good deck, though, so good job. I'm actually interested. I would love to ask them. And then we have Labyrinth. This is... wait, didn't we have Resonator Labyrinth also? So the 2 forms of Labyrinth. Good job to you. Looking good. I do like Backjack a lot. It is very interesting. And then where's the Resonator one? Resonator. Resonator Labyrinth. I should probably just name this Resonator Labyrinth and not Resonators using Labyrinth. So Cam Keys, good job. There is the main deck. There is the extra deck. Beautiful deck. I do want to yoink this, definitely. And then we have Ninja. This is a Ninja deck. Slayton, 60 card Ninja. Ain't no way. Now, Slayton did lethal with the Ninja specifically. Oh my gosh, this is, let's look at it in this view because it's so freaking large. Here, let's do this. There you go. You still can't see the extra deck, but I can't move my camera. There you go. Something like that. So we're good? We're good? Okay, there. So 60 card Ninja. Very well done. The Mad Lad summoned Maizen and turned Isold into a Ninja, and then attacked directly with Isold twice over a monster on the field, and then Maizen also attacked directly. So 4 attacks directly over a monster. Boom. That was very cool. And what else do we have here? We have Snake Eye, nonstop. You forgot your Fire King cards, mate. Are you good? What's good? Okay, good job, nonstop. Next time, put Kieran and Garunix and Ponix. I'm joking. It's good on you for just wanting to play that. That's fine. Purely, Justinian, good job. First place, of course. Not playing Ghost Ricks, and, you know, just a cleaner, more pure version of Purely. Just keep it furry only. Nice. And what else do we have here? We have tier limits. Let's count how many Horus is in the tier decks. You know, just using the tier engine. So Juggio is playing Horus with no Rev Synchron. So 1 for Horus. There's the extra deck. There is the main. Good job. And then Leonard's. 2 Horus, no Rev Synchro. This is not looking good for the Rev Synchro bros. We are looking at the extra deck here. Okay. And the 3rd tier deck. Again, 3 out of 3 Horus. 3 out of 3 Horus, no Rev Synchro, Maybach with a 60 card deck, ain't no freaking way. Could not fit room for the Rev Synchro. You got double Rainbow Bridge. There is the extra deck. Good job to you. And wait, the Vsauce Amortira, are you playing? You're not playing the Rev Synchro with the Vsauce Amortira? Okay. And then we'll just quickly skim over the Snake Eye Fire King decks. Will there be anything interesting among these? Well, Earl is playing Phantasme in the main deck. That's interesting. So you know it's worth possibly main decking for the ladder. Okay, yeah, no Veiler. We dropped Veiler. The dude dropped Imperm and Veiler. That's how you know he's sick of Kirin dodging Imperm or Veiler. Why play Imperm or Veiler when Kirin is going to stop it? Because if you're playing Imperm or Veiler and you ask me how to use it, I'm still going to tell you you have to use it on Ashe. But what if they have Kirin? Too bad. Don't play it then. Instead, play Triple Tactics Talent and Phantasme. That's definitely interesting. That's something. And then here's the extra deck. Good job, Earl. And then Mobile X, Standard, Triple Imperm, Double Veiler. And there's the extra deck. So, yep, nothing too crazy here. And then Doggy Da Boy. Again, Triple Imperm, Triple Veiler. So Earl's just dodging those. And all of you playing Imperm and Veiler, not only are you getting dodged by Kirin, but then Purely, which won the whole event, is dodging your Imperm and Veiler through the field spell anyway. So that did help out Purely win. Good job. I'm not telling you to not play Imperm, and I'm not telling you to take out Veiler, okay? And then Rixia, again, Standard, Imperm, Veiler as expected. That's why we highlighted the fact that he wasn't playing it in Earl's deck. Okay, good job. Ausil took out Veiler for Droll. This is the things I'm looking for. Are we putting in Ghost Spell? Are we putting in Triple Tactics Talent? Are we tossing in more Nibiru's? Out with the Veil, in with the Droll. Ausil, nicely done. That's a lot of Xyz in your extra deck there, mates. Okay, looking good. Good job. And then Sniffus. No Veiler. We still have Imperm. We have more Nibiru instead of Veiler. We have more tech cards like Subversion, keeping this nice and 40. Double Alchanics, Subversion, Nibiru, no Veil. Good job. And then Danny Long, out with the Veiler and no Impermanence. No Imperm, no Veiler. What do you have instead? Cosmic Cyclone in the main deck. Oh my gosh. Cosmic Cyclone, banish the opponent's Fire King Island, even with the Sanctuary face up, wipe out their field. It's not a death sentence against Fire King. They could still very likely play through it, but it's still pretty good. It definitely wipes out an Apollo USA if that's on the field with a ton of negates. So you definitely do want to do that to stop that. And then what do we have in the extra deck? Good job. I'm surprised none of you are playing Super Poly if you're taking out Imperm and Veiler. Crazy. And there you go. So the interesting fact of Kirin having an impact on people taking out Imperm and Veiler. That is quite wild. So thank you to all of you. And just like that, I'll be streaming again next week on Sunday on twitch.tv/Decade and a little bit on YouTube around 4 p.m. EST where we have more leaks. Let's go.